Whether you've purchased our Wabi-Sabi Purse kit or bag kit, the making instructions in this video are the same for both. Here at Wabi-Sabi we try to avoid using plastic packaging as much as we possibly can. You will find your kit boxed in cardboard and tissue, which can easily be recycled. Inside your bag kit you will find a zip and a handy zip pull, a Wabi-Sabi label, and your main bag panel printed on organic calico, and 3 more calico pieces, 1 for the back and 2 for the lining. Feel free to substitute these for your own fabric choice. We also supply a pattern template so you can trim your pieces perfectly to size. Keep your templates safe as you can use them to make more bags or purses in the future. We also have PDF versions of all our templates on our website. Inside the purse kit, again, we include a zip and a handy zip pull. The purse panel printed on organic calico, and 3 more calico pieces, 1 for the purse back and 2 for the lining, and again a pattern template to cut your pieces to size. Gather together everything you need: a sewing machine, and you'll need a zipper foot or a hand sewing needle, some fabric shears, also some paper scissors, and some fabric snips. Oh, and some good quality sewing thread. Fabric clips to hold your fabric layers together, and some sticky seam tape is handy but not essential, and a dissolvable fabric marker. Let's start by cutting out our paper pattern template. Don't forget to use paper scissors for this and not your best fabric shears. Trim each of the fabric panels to size. If you want to substitute your own fabric for the bag back and lining, then you can use the template to cut them to size. Note that we cut your panels slightly larger than you need them, so the pieces can be trimmed to give you nice clean edges to work with. So here we have our Wabi-Sabi purse panel, our purse backing, and our 2 lining pieces. Because I'm working with plain fabric, I'm going to put a cross on the back of each fabric piece so that I know that this is the wrong side of the fabric. Let's start sewing. Take 1 lining piece and place it right side up on the table. Now place the zip also with the right side up, matching the top of the zip tape with the top of the seam allowance. I use narrow adhesive tape and apply it to just within the edge of the fabric seam allowance. This keeps the zip in place when I sew. place the edge of the zip tape exactly to the edge of the fabric seam allowance and hold in place. Now place the main Wabi-Sabi purse panel face down, right side down, on top of your lining and zip pile. Again, matching the seam edges accurately at the top, so that the bag front and the lining are right sides together, with the zip in between the two layers. Hold all 3 layers together with clips or pins and take 1 centimetre seam allowance. You will need to use a zipper foot to sew this seam. When stitching, being accurate and taking 1 centimetre seam allowance here will give you a perfect seam width. Make sure you back tack at the beginning and end of the seam. It's worth opening and checking that your zip closes and opens and that you have not caught the zipper teeth with your stitching. Now press. We are now going to repeat the previous steps again with the remaining lining piece and the bag or purse back panel. The only difference with this step is that you already have the purse front and lining attached to one edge of the zip. Place the lining piece right side up on the table. I'm going to use my adhesive seam tape to secure the zip in place again. It can be a little tricky to peel back, but it's well worth the effort. Place the zip right side up to the edge of the lining seam allowance. Notice I take my time here to make sure it's perfect. Now place the purse back right side down to the edge of the zip and lining seam allowance. Use clips to secure in place and stitch, taking 1 centimetre seam allowance, making sure that you back tack at the beginning and end of the seam. At this stage, it's worth checking to make sure all your stitching is even and secure. It's easy to correct any mistakes at this point. Now place the front purse panel and the back purse piece with the right sides together. This means that the lining pieces will also have right sides together. The exposed zip tape ends should lay flat and face towards the front and back purse or bag pieces. Make sure the zip is open. Use clips to hold the zip tape in position. Secure your Wabi-Sabi label into position. It's up to you where you put it. Now double check your zip is open so that you can turn the bag through easily after the next step. Stitch all the way around the bag, leaving a small gap in the lining side seam. I've stitched all the way around the bag, taking 1 centimetre seam allowance. Now I can turn through the purse to the right side, Fold the corners as shown to make sure they lie flat. Trim any loose threads and hand stitch or machine stitch the gap inside the lining closed. All that remains is to attach your zipper pull and give your purse a good press. So that's your Wabi-Sabi purse or bag completed. Why not try one of our other exciting projects?